Hey everybody, can you guys hear me? Excellent. We're going to get started here. First of all, my name's Brian Neeler. I'm an engineer on the Xbox Music Core Services team, the team challenged with bringing Xbox Music to our customers. It's the very same services, in fact, that the Xbox Music API will open up to you guys in your applications. And of course, which is exactly what this talk is focused on. With that, here's what we're going to talk about this afternoon. So, I hope everyone in this room knows what Xbox Music is, but just in case, we're going to spend a few short moments reviewing the service. Then we're going to talk about the Xbox Music API, where we'll discuss two separate programs. The first program, which opened up late last year, will allow you to do all the actions you'd expect from a major music service. We've taken extra time and care to make our API easy to use, and we'll let the demos and code snippets we show prove that for themselves here. It's the second program that we're especially excited to announce for the first time today, and that will help you guys engage your users in unprecedented ways. With this new program, we've made it easy to use songs and parts of songs, like just the vocals or drum line, to finally tailor the sounds and music in your experience. Some of you have probably tried to acquire music before in apps, and you'll know just how hard this can be. Let's dive in. Okay. So let's make sure everyone knows how great Xbox Music is. I'm going to show you guys Xbox Music on the web. What you're seeing here is Xbox Music client on a website. First and foremost, the experience is clean and beautiful. Next, it's simple to use. Music listeners have easy access to their collections. Their playlists, or even today's hottest music. Finally, it's performant. When you look here at our top songs, everything is easily accessible. And sometimes performant with a good Wi-Fi connection. Now, other music services offer similar features and experiences, of course, but we think it's hard with these other services for the average user to get the same breadth of experience as they can with Xbox Music. With our services, we make it easy to have some of the best features of our competitors all in one place. Let's see what I mean. So, on this slide, what you're seeing are the major features expected by the modern music consumer, pivoted across many of the main competitors in the online music industry. Xbox Music is the complete package. For songs you love, we have an MP3 store. For people who love music and don't want to subscribe, we offer ad-supported music on our web and PC clients. For those who want mobile playback and without ads, we have a premium subscription offering at $10 a month. For those users who just like to hit go on their music, we have artist-based radio. And finally, on the console, we've integrated music videos such that music consumption in the living room is that much more engaging. And I'm pleased to let you know that this wide feature set and this entire beautiful experience of Xbox Music is available on all major platforms, including Windows, Windows Phone, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and also on the web, like I showed you, iOS, and Android. Okay, you guys are developers. Enough of the marketing fluff. Let's talk about why you're here. That's Xbox Music APIs in your app. So, when you think about most music APIs offered by the different music players in the industry, most give you two key offers. First, you'll have a search and lookup API to access the music metadata within their catalog. In other words, they'll allow you to find a song, an album, or an artist, and all those containers' details. Then, once you've found and displayed that song, album, or artist, the typical music API allows deep linking to the service's first-party clients so the user can either play the song or buy the song. If you guys have used APIs like this in the past, then you'll know that as you drive users from your application to their service, there's typically some sort of referral fee paid to you as an affiliate. Xbox Music is proud to offer a similar take on this entire model. Let me show you. Introducing the Xbox Music Developer API, which provides access to the Xbox Music service. The API is simple in service. It's a RESTful API set with JSON or XML responses. This means, of course, that you can use this API set on any platform. With those calls, you can access beautiful and rich metadata, the exact same metadata and experience I showed you on our web client just a few minutes ago. The APIs also allow you to deep link your app from your app to our apps for playback and purchase. Now, sure, as you drive usage from your apps to ours, it's good for Microsoft. I admit it. But we reward you for that business with one of the best referral programs in the music business. With Xbox Music Program, we pay 5% for every song purchased that was linked to from your app. Remember the premium subscription I mentioned at $10 a month? If you send us one of these customers, we will pay you a 10% fee. That is $1 per month for every customer you send us. Details about the entire program are there at the link, including how to request a dev key, MSDN documentation, and how to sign up as an affiliate to receive those referrals I just talked about. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to use the API soon, but first I want to give you some really quick ideas of the type of data you'll have access to. With artists, you can pull gorgeous images, album lists, and top songs. Similarly, with albums, you can get album images. And you can get the track list, the genre, and everything else you'd expect with an album. Lastly, we give you access to our featured content API, which is programmed manually by a team on Xbox Music. You can also access a feed of our new releases so you know what albums just came out. And lastly, you can access top songs in our service, pivoting all of those requests by the genres that you're interested. And lastly, and what I think is great, is you can pivot all of these requests based on the country you're servicing. Okay, as I noted earlier, the Xbox Music API functionality that I just discussed is comparable to the API offerings of other music services for all users. Additionally, I didn't discuss how some streaming music services allow inline playback of their content within your experiences. It's just that, well, the thing is, with all of these existing offers, including ours, there are some painful challenges for you guys as devs to work around. And it's forcing you to have more complexity, use more money, or waste your time. So what limitations do I mean specifically that you guys would have? One, with the inline playback for premium content. Premium users have to be authenticated to access premium content. Building an authentication experience into your apps can be painful. Also related to premium, per the recurring referrals I discussed earlier, we're all working hard to get more premium customers to make more money. But I'm guessing that there's still a lot of applications in this room that will have a lot more users who are not yet premium yet. In other words, users who aren't paying for a music service can't play back content within your app. And then there are even more limitations when you think beyond listening. What if you want music in your app that's always available? For example, offline content or music that supports your existing caching designs. What if, when a car is driving through a tunnel, you want to change the music tone in your game? What if you just want to hear a song's percussion tracks, eliminating the other instruments and vocals in the song? Or what if you simply want to just use a bit of music to add personality to your splash screens? In today's world, all this is possible, but obtaining music to do this requires a lot more time, money, and additional complexity being added to your app development. Overcoming these limitations is way more difficult compared to the metadata access and deep linking we just discussed. At Xbox Music, we're going to make it easy for developers to engage users in more creative ways by making access to music and sound simple and easy. With that, we'd like to introduce a pilot program for Xbox Music developers. Okay, so on the left there, you're seeing the metadata and deep linking APIs, as well as inline playback for premium users we just discussed. But it's on the right, come on. But it's on the right is where we're thrilled to announce the following new offers for developers in our pilot program. These offers are unique to the music industry in terms of their ease of access, and they're going to allow you to do some amazing things with a great catalog of new music by emerging artists. So I want to talk about those 3 big green circles one at a time. The first one there. With this catalog, we're offering you inline playback and offline playback of full songs for all your users. They don't need to be premium subscribers to Xbox Music. They don't need to already have content on their device where your app was first installed, and they don't even need to be authenticated. Second, you can modify this content yourself or within the application. To enable this, Xbox Music will give you the stems which comprise each song for you to use and pick apart as you wish. This capability will empower app publishers like yourselves to pull the pieces of a song that best suit your scenarios. It will also allow you to build an experience that lets your users themselves modify, save, or even reuse their resulting music. A DJ sound mixing app is an obvious example, but there are so many more you can come up with. Lastly, now you can use music as a key part of your experience by playing a song or stem per a trigger in your game or application. For example, if you're building a classic side-scrolling game and a user beats a level, you can now play a specific song to coincide with that accomplishment. What if in that same game, the user grabs a power-up? You could play a guitar riff sound that you peeled from a full song. Or, away from games, if your app is launching and you want a catchy sound bit to play during your splash screen, you can take apart one of these songs and find exactly that perfect sound to reflect your application's theme, brand, and experience. Okay, so some of you guys might be thinking that you can do all this already, but experts in the room will hopefully back me up. Obtaining music to use these ways is expensive and complex. With Xbox Music's new pilot program, we're wiping all those challenges away so you can focus on building awesome experiences. Now, others of you might be saying, great stuff, but the music is probably crap. Yeah. A limited catalog of emerging artists. I mean, what does that mean? So, my response, I hope some of you guys heard that music when you were walking in. Those songs were examples of the content you'll have access to. This is high quality, good music, and it's diverse, giving you tons of flavors to choose from. The catalog includes multiple genres, a broad set of tempo and moods, instrumental tracks, vocal tracks. And again, these are available as full linear songs, or you can tease them apart to their individual components called stems. At Xbox Music, we're very excited to give developers access to these types of capabilities. The sky's the limits for what you guys come up with. All right, enough talk. I think it's time to see the API in action. Need to call my assistant up here to unlock his machine. Demo fail.
We have to switch the machine levels.
Thank you. Bear with me. This is going to work. Great. All right. Here you're looking at a fictional music blog site maintained by a fairly technical music blogger. This blogger is accessing the Xbox Music rich metadata to show you all the content within his blog. For example, he's pulling the top songs from apparently some country where Gangnam Style is still popular. And for any of these songs, with that play on Xbox Music, he's able to deep link to the Xbox Music tuner, the Xbox Music player on the platform you're currently on. If we scroll down here, He's also showing featured albums as selected by the Xbox Music editorial team that I talked about. Notice how the art just looks great, just like it does on the music site. So, how did the artist access this data? First, as a developer who wants to access our API set, you'll need to get a client ID and unique secret. This is obtained via the Azure Data Market, where you can also generate client IDs and secrets for other Microsoft services, such as Bing, for example. Now, every application is responsible for protecting that secret. You guys have heard this before. Abuse of our service, whether by you or someone else using that secret, will result in a revocation of your app's access. Yes, you can cache the secret for better perf, but we recommend not for more than 24 hours. And if you're building a web page, server-side caching is preferred. Now, the client ID plus secret will allow the Azure Marketplace to return to you an access token. This access token you receive has a 10-minute lifetime before requiring refreshing. Okay, that's pretty standard third-party API stuff. So with an access token in hand, let's look at the sample request and sample response, starting with the initial request. On this slide, you're seeing you guys are seeing it here, right? Would you like to see it up here? Because I'm going to kind of refer to it. Okay. Cool. So on this slide, you're seeing two examples of a sample request where the developer is searching for DJ Brian. For those of you guys who entered late, my name is Brian. And no, I am not a DJ. But for the purposes of the demo, I'm going to pretend I am, okay? The dev crafts each command using the correct search parameters and by simply appending the necessary access token. Just look at how simple it is in both of these cases. As you look at the Blogger site that I was just showing, this code would power a search box across his experience. So, as I mentioned when we started, these are RESTful APIs and thus platform agnostic. I also want to mention that versioning of the Xbox API will never break your code. You can therefore update your code as you wish. Okay, so that's the request. What about the response? We think it's just as easy. So the response can be in JSON or XML, where JSONs are default. And as you can see, the data structure is simple, coherent, and concise. The API is a continuation for long lists, which will happen. You just need to send the continuation token to get the rest of the page's data. The response contains the full metadata we discussed earlier, including the artists and album URLs, for example. Next, I want to point out the link up there. This is one of the deep links I was mentioning earlier. This allows you to redirect to an Xbox Music Tuner for playback or purchase. When you look at this Xbox Music site, this blogger used that to create these Play on Xbox Music links. What do we guys want to hear, Avicii or Gangnam Style? Yeah, it's not really play, but. Great, and as you can see, it launches the experience on the tuner you're on. All right.
Feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart.
Let's nix that and keep going, okay? Okay, so I want to dig it a bit more into search. Come on. Let's do this manually. Clicker's dying. Okay. Sorry about that. So the Xbox Music catalog is huge. Currently, we're at 38 million tracks and growing every day. And all these songs obviously have a ton of associated metadata. The search API from Xbox Music currently allows you to query a string, and it will return you a list of songs, artists, or albums that the name matches. Additionally, you can look up a particular item if you already have its ID. With this type of lookup, you'll also receive either the artist, album, or song. Now, what you're seeing here is kind of a convoluted Venn diagram where I'm trying to explain that each one of these types of artist, song, and album share certain attributes. All of them, for example, have the name, ID, link, genre, image. Unique to artists are top tracks and albums. Unique to both albums and songs are the release date, duration. Unique to just albums are track list, and so on for songs. The point is you have access to all that metadata based on the search results. It's easy, right? We think so. But the site is doing more than just search and browse with our API, the Blogger site I showed you. I want to talk about how this guy is showing this content, this featured content, and how he's making it country relevant. Let's bring that back up. Great. Okay. So, reminder, looking at this featured content, and so these guys over here can see all the code. These guys are having trouble with it. I'm going to flip right back. So with that in mind, here's how you access that editorial content. It's very easy. So to access the featured artists and albums, you have a simple get command. Notice in this one, we're using the country equals US in order to get the specific featured artist for the US area. Similarly, to access the new and popular music, you use this command. Notice in this case, we've set the genre in rock so we can understand the new and popular music in the rock category. And all types of music has top music. How do you access the top music in a particular country, in a particular genre, and how do you return that in the order you want it to be received? What you're seeing here via the top music calls are how you make those permutations of the particular asks you might have within your application. So now I kind of want to show you something cool that we're especially proud of. Okay, so those of you guys who pull images from services know that it can be really hard to get the image to look great in whatever area you want to display it in, especially if that image has people in it, such as this one. And those people can be anywhere in the shot. Okay, I want to show you guys how Xbox Music helps make that easy for you. Let's launch this band. Anyone heard of this? La Garala? I have not. Anyways, as we resize this window, imagine it is you guys entering the inputs of the exact size that you need an image for. Xbox Music will resize the image it returns to you to give you the best image focused on the right part of the picture to make your experience look the greatest. Whoever these guys are. Now, and it's just that easy. All you guys do is give the width and height of your area, and you'll get an artist image that is best suited for your space. We've done this using great tech developed by Microsoft Research. And as I've said before, we use this exact tech ourselves. Look at these before and after shots of the Xbox Music website you saw earlier. Without this tech, I guarantee you we would be showing Shakira's forehead and not Shakira's beautiful face. Let us handle this for you. So this image display technology is just one of the many innovations in the Xbox Music API set that helps you guys deliver a great and engaging listening experience. Okay, now I want to talk a bit more about our affiliate store. So, actually, I wanted to point out this Play on Xbox again. Now, I clicked that in the past, and we went and played the Avicii song. Now, behind the scenes, you guys have to do a little bit more work to get referral credit. That's what I want to talk to you about. Remember that response you saw earlier? The sample response you saw earlier? Now, note the cool partner ID in blue there. This identifier is generated by you from our partner, Linkshare, and is used to track your referrals, whether a music purchase or a premium sign-on. Going back to that blogger site, when that link is clicked, that blogger has his client ID there, and then using the affiliate code I'm about to show you, he's going to be tracked if that user ever signs up for Xbox Music Premium or if that user ever buys that Avicii song. So let's dig in a bit more by looking at an end-to-end referral. Okay, so first, you take that deep link from the last slide's API response. Second, you have to create a Linkshare link envelope that includes 3 parameters. Your Linkshare ID, which is acquired from the Linkshare website. 2, the mid is the ID of the Xbox Music program in the Linkshare system. That is static. And the MERL contains the link from the previous step in that API response. You can add actions to the link, play, buy, or view to trigger a more specific desired experience in your application. Now, when the user clicks on the link, he's tracked as coming from your app in the back end, and that click is recorded. As I said, any purchase of content or subscription purchase made by the user will be attributed to you. 5% for a music song purchase that happens within 7 days of the link that you guys send, from the link click from when you guys send them to us. And then for the music subscription, 10% per month per user when you send them to us, and that is tracked for 90 days after that click happens. Okay, so, all right, done with affiliate, done with metadata lookup, done with search and browse and deep linking. But what about the features unique to Xbox Music that I was so excited to tell you about earlier? So I want to show you guys a demo using some of those new features that are available only in the pilot program. Okay, so I'm going to launch the Microsoft Solitaire app. How many of you guys have played with the new Solitaire app? Anybody? I'm going to start it from scratch. Anyways, it is a great app. Maybe you guys haven't used it, and it's one of the top free games in the Microsoft Windows Store. Now, Microsoft would love to put music in this application for users who aren't signed into Windows, for users who are offline, or for users that are signed in but they don't have an Xbox Music subscription. It would make the app that much more engaging for the user. Who likes to play Halo with their sound off? I'm guessing not many of you. With this program, now Microsoft could take this Solitaire app to the next level. Let's check it out. Here the user is launching this Klondike version of Solitaire. And music started playing, right? Right, everyone nod with me. Okay, so the user could tailor, this is just a demo app, so apologies, but the app developer could tailor music specific to the Klondike Solitaire game. Imagine going through that catalog of new and emerging artists and finding songs that sound cold, that remind you of Klondike. Imagine Klondike might have a timer that is counting down and the user has to beat the level in a certain amount of time. You could speed up the song to raise the tempo or pick more stressful music to let the user know he's about to run out of time. So, sticking in this demo, if you were able to drive the user to sign in, and I'm going to do a demo sign in here, then in theory, you could connect his Xbox Music playlist. In this case, this user has two boring playlists called Solitaire. But remember that Xbox Music is the default music player on Windows 8. Everyone getting a Windows 8 machine has Xbox Music. In 12 major countries, that music is ad-supported and free for those users. So there's a good chance on Windows that your users have created playlists and will have an experience when they launch a Windows 8 app if you connect it to Xbox Music. So again, imagine this was playing, demo fail. No, it's not that, I assure you. Because I know what should have happened, but thank you. Again, imagine it's playing, but how do we do that inline playback? I haven't shown you guys code for that yet. Well, it's really pretty simple. To play a song, first you have to look up its song ID, of course, using that search functionality I showed you before. And then you have to have it stored in your app. Then you get the URL for either the song's 30-second preview, or you get the URL for the full track. The content response for the MP3 will be, the content response for the preview will be an MP3, and HLS for the full track stream. This is a great time to mention, by the way, that all your apps, no matter whether your user is authenticated, whether you're in the pilot program or not, all of your apps can access our 30-second clips. And of course, when you're doing those full streams for premium users, or for the content available in the pilot program for users who aren't premium, we have security redundancy such that the streams are time-bombed. Okay. I want to show you guys another demo. Hopefully it will go a little better. How about an alarm clock app, where we'll quickly demo that inline playback I just showed. We'll look up metadata lookup, and a new feature we haven't shown is trigger. Again, trigger is an example of a write that will come to you in the Xbox Music pilot. So imagine you guys are building this app, because everyone really wants to build an alarm clock app in here. But if you did, I'm sure you'd want it to be cool. You certainly don't want to ship wake-up sounds that are just like meh, meh, meh. There are a million alarms that do that. You also don't want to rely on your users to have music on their device. You don't want to rely on them being subscription, and you don't want to have to rely on them being online to stream the music. Your alarm clock app should work for your user who is camping. With the Xbox Music pilot program, you're set. So what you're seeing here is a very simple alarm clock app with 10 songs built in for offline playback that the user can select and trigger however he wishes. Select a song, set the alarm. So, this user used the Xbox Music inline playback. He used the Xbox Music, let me start over. He used the Xbox Music write for offline playback of a song. And he embedded these songs into his app. He also used the Xbox Music search and browse APIs to get the artist art and all the associated metadata to make this alarm clock app look beautiful. And really what I want you guys to take away from this, the most important part of the message from this whole talk, is that with this pilot program, the cost and complexity of building even a simple app like this alarm clock program just decreased dramatically. And that's really everything I wanted to discuss with you guys today. Here on all the screens is how you guys get started. First, everyone has access to the capabilities on the left. Just go to the link for more information. For those of you guys who are interested in joining our pilot, we have an application process located here at the above link. With approval, you'll have access to these new rights I talked about. The inline playback for content on the device for unauthenticated users. inline premium playback for Xbox Music subscribers. You'll have access to the programmatic trigger, so you can do things like the alarm clock app or the user beats a level and you play a song. And lastly, you'll have access to the remix capabilities, which will allow you as a developer to peel apart a song into stems and you use whichever pieces you want, or it will allow your users to mix those stems themselves and create a new derivative song that they want, and for them to keep however and use however that your however your user wants to keep the song that they created using the stems you have access to. So, in short, we're very, very excited to offer this API set for you guys, and we're so excited to see what you guys can do with it. With that, I wanted to let you guys know, I put 25 up there. First 25 males get a music pass. I think I was pessimistic with how many attendees I would have today, so I'm going to go ahead and raise that to 50. I'd like everyone in this room to be able to have an Xbox Music subscription. So email me at brian@xbox.com, say you were here, and the first 50 of you will get a code to be redeemed for a full year of Xbox Music. And with that, thank you for your time, and we'll take any questions. Oh, and fill out feedback and make it good. That's it. Any questions? Sure. We'd appreciate if you came to the mic, too.
About offline music, you kind of touched on that a little bit when you showed the alarm clock, but I was wondering if for that kind of stuff you would need to have a paid subscription, or is it free, or?
Yeah, so for that limited, so of the catalog of emerging artists, if you're part of our developer API pilot, you'll have access to that entire catalog to choose from. You take the songs you like, you embed that into your app. All of your users, regardless of their Xbox Music subscription, can play that content. So that alarm clock app I showed, every user can use that, no matter whether they're connected, whether they're authenticated, or whether they have an Xbox Music premium subscription.
And they can have that music like forever?
That's right.
Awesome.
So as a developer, you have now the option of Xbox Music, and then there's also the option of the Nokia Music API.
Yes.
As a Windows Phone developer, how do you arbitrate between the two, use both? What are the pros and cons?
Yeah, so right now those are two distinct API offerings from Microsoft and Nokia. As the deals close, we will consider how we're going to merge those, but beyond that, I unfortunately don't have anything else I can say on that right now.
Is that possible capture the stream and play with the stream in the way that I want?
So, great question. So, there's two types of streams. You could be streaming content from the 38 million tracks. Those are successful artists that are part of the normal rules and regulations of the music industry. It's those songs in the catalog that are part of the pilot program that you can manipulate, okay? So you can transform that music. You can take the stems. You can do that in the stream, or you can do it when you download the content and it's already on the device of the user, okay? Does that answer your question? Great.
I was wondering if these will work as universal apps as well for Windows Phone 8.1.
Yes, all of these APIs are accessible to all of the universal app discussions you guys have heard over the last few days.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Also, the Nats are 4-0. It's a good start, huh?
So if I create using like a guitar solo and a drum set from two different songs and combine those, is it possible to save that to your computer?
Sure. I mean, so good question. So in this case, you're an emerging artist, and you're interested in getting your music out there. This program has nothing to do with the ingestion of content from the masses, like in your example. So you can go ahead and record yourself playing guitar and drums all you want and put it in your app and make that accessible to your users.
No, I mean from like the DJ example.
Mm-hmm.
If you just strip like a guitar from a song, like say Shakira.
Ah, I
song.
see, yeah. So let's say you made your own guitar riff. I think this is where you're going. You would take a song from the catalog available via the pilot program that also has a guitar section. You could peel that guitar section out and add the one that you had recorded yourself and transform the music that way.
All right.
Is it available in Canada? Because a lot of times these programs aren't. We get left out. So is it available in
That's a
Canada?
great question. Yeah, this API set is available in all of the countries Xbox Music's available.
The second thing is, if someone records a video through your app, can you add one of these songs as a soundtrack to that video so they can?
That's
download it?
right. So
they
you can imagine this for both user-generated content and if you, like, mostly for user-generated content, especially like, you know, if you want to create, if you want to add music to a kid taking their first steps, or if you wanted to create a full-fledged amateur music video, you could do that. All right, who was my first question? Because I had a little present for you. Awesome. I think that's it, guys. No other questions? I really appreciate your time. Go check out the developer website. Check out the pilot. You guys can do great stuff with it. Appreciate your time. Thanks.